EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From beautiful Pebble Beach, California, it's live second-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Well, let's face it, Mother Nature's just showing off this week. Pebble Beach, one of the crown jewels of American sport in all its glory. As we look at the Friday leaderboard, the Pepperdine man, Sahith Theegala, is your leader. He's at 6 under par. We'll get into the action here on the tee at the par 3 12th.
That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Gonna have to try and give this a good thump to fly it to the hole. Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand, and that race is right on by. Oh, that'll bring a wry smile. A very good putt there to save his par. And he'll hold steady at 7 over par. Frank, the 13th hole doesn't get as much fanfare as some of the more picturesque par 4s here at Pebble Beach. Just curious, what do you think of this 13th hole?
I think it's a good hole, Rich, because it rewards you. You can certainly make 3. I remember when Tony Jacklin actually made an eagle here, but it's very easy to mess up. Purely because they added those 3 bunkers in on the right side that start at 260 yards and finish at just over 290 yards. What that has done to this hole is actually shrunk the fairway to just 35 yards wide.
This one moving just a little bit to the right with that wind. And that will do just fine. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Notavigay III.
151 yards to the hole. Ball on a slight upslope, which should send it just a little bit higher in flight.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Well, that, not his finest effort, and it's going to leave a very anxious putt to say bogey. Nearly had it, just going to wander a foot or so by. Okay, so that one finished off for double bogey. And he'll continue his slide. He is at 9 over par. Well, in the world of professional golf, there are very few legitimate 3-shot par 5s left. This 582-yard par 5 14th at Pebble Beach is one of those holes. It is all you want. We'll remind you that coming up next week, we move from the serenity of the Pacific Ocean here at Pebble Beach to a scene that will be anything but calm. That is the Waste Management Phoenix Open down at TPC Scottsdale. Frank, I always think different venues, sort of different soundtracks. Pebble is crashing waves with Argyle sweaters. The Waste Management Phoenix Open, it's like a nightclub in Prague at about 2 in the morning.
And I've been to Prague too, yeah. Except Prague doesn't have the 700,000 people. It's the greatest gate. Some say the greatest show on grass. It really is. That 16th hole, I'll tell you just one quick little story. Tom Watson, in his heyday with the late Bruce Edwards on the bag, it was the one hole he changed his routine. He would get Bruce to go ahead to the tee, all those people around, and he'd just say, give me the club and hit it. It was the one time he broke tradition. It's absolute frenzy at Scottsdale.
I'm not sure he got every bit of that three-wood trying to get home to this par 5 and 2, but still in the ball game for a birdie. And that's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. He has a 12-footer here. Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And he'll get one back as that score moves to 8 over.
Here at the 15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17-mile drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of 4 bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pop bunker that has to be avoided.
Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. Put it in a great spot off the tee. Has just 86 yards left for his second shot. See what he can do with this.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot. Well, Rich, it looked like he just took the normal club that he would have out of the fairway, but you've always got to take at least one less when it looks like a flyer light.
A little conversation, and you've had these before, Frank, between the player and the caddy right there. Maybe they should have gone down a club. Okay, a bogey here at the 15th. And that won't help the cause one bit. So that's where this tourney will end for our featured golfer. Their 2-round score falling outside the cut line.
And if you focus on anything other than that, then you're doing yourself a disservice.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From perpetually sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, it's live opening round coverage of the WM Phoenix Open. It is called the People's Open. Enthusiastic crowds have been the norm. 700,000 fans expected through the turnstiles this week. As we check the early leaderboard, Robbie Shelton is your leader. He's got it going early at 7 under par. Meanwhile, our featured golfer will begin 7 shots off the pace. So Frank, week 4 now on the PGA Tour. We said last week that there were a unique set of traditions at Pebble Beach. This tournament, unique in a different way. I have to think for a young golfer like the one we'll be following today, this can be an intimidating place to play if you're not prepared. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a great choice of words, Rich. It does intimidate you because when you go through the tunnel at 15 and then you go into that cauldron, coliseum, whatever you want to call it, of 16, and you see 30,000 people surround it like a baseball diamond, that's something I know when I first did it for the first time. I've never experienced anything like that. Your heart rate goes uncontrollable. You go into like this sort of crazed frenzy. So, yeah, this is no tradition here.
And there's a good start. That one in the fairway here to get the tournament rolling. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay III.
Rich, great tee shot to start the day. Now looking at an approach shot with no penalty areas and no bunkers around this green, so all you're taking a look at is that hole location.
Well, had a good lie in the fairway, but couldn't do anything with it. That comes up woefully short. Footer. How about that for a little early round confidence? That is in for par here at the first, and he'll stay at level par. The weather down here in Arizona, picture perfect here in the month of February, but come August, we know that'll be a much different story. Still, Frank, apart from keeping your focus and embracing, we'll call it the festive nature of this event, what is the key to really being successful here at TPC Scottsdale?
The truth, Rich, really is trying to adjust because everybody talks of the elevation here, which is about 1,500 feet above sea level. So on a normal day around 75 degrees, that's about 5% you'd adjust. But in these cold, crisp mornings and also later in the day, that drops to about 3%. So the players that have played well here are very aware of how much that affects their iron play. Their irons go a little shorter at the start of the day. They go a little further in the middle of the day, and then they drop down again in the afternoon. So constantly adjusting.
Pin in the back left today as he'll stare down this second to the par 4.
It's a solid shot and a green in regulation, but a little away from the band.
Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
Well, this one's more or less straight in terms of line, but we're going down a slight downhill. Needs to be careful, delicate touch required.
Yeah, he had a pretty good run at that, but it won't go down. Still pretty good from there. That finished off for par here at the second, and he'll stay at even par. You know where we are because you can look to the right. We're in the desert. You want to keep it out of that. If you do, with a good tee shot, absolutely a chance to get home in two and maybe jumpstart the round with an eagle 3. Yeah, good swing and a good result, as that is safely into the fairway. From the fairway, let's go to Noda.
Tee shot has given the player a chance to go for this green in two. Just have to be mindful of covering the ravine, which protects the entire front part of the green.
Here we go, 7-footer for birdie. Wow, just a hair off target, and those are the ones that'll drive you crazy. So that safely in. It's a par here at the third, and he'll remain right where he is. Frank, what kind of shot is required here at the par 3 fourth?
A little drop shot par 3 down the hill in today's standards because it's under 200 yards. Series of 3 tee boxes, so plenty to choose from there. The entry into the green is well protected now by the 2 bunkers, one in the center and one on the right front of this green.
That's going to be on the putting surface, and a birdie look straight ahead. This is a 13-footer. Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. Well, Frank, now at the 5th hole, the par 4, the challenge stiffens just a bit.
Yeah, the longest par 4, obviously in the start of this golf course, around the 470-yard mark. 2 bunkers down the right have been changed to 1, but it's in the perfect position now. Of course, that new tee added to add a little bit of length to this hole. The green still remains relatively similar to what it used to be.
that, a good-looking shot there, well placed in the fairway. From the fairway, we check in with Noda.
The fifth always plays one of the most difficult holes at TPC Scottsdale, so finding the fairway gives you the green light to go ahead and try and make a three.
Imagine a miss club because that ball sailed past the flag. Really just fortunate to stay on the back of the green.
Okay, so this one, maybe a birdie putt in name only. Yeah, you see so many of these long putts like that come up short. It's just hard mentally to hit the ball much firmer. Yeah, that's good putt. It is a par here at the fifth, and he'll remain in red figures at 1 under. Par 4 sixth, and Frank, a couple of options here.
Yeah, a hole that bends to the left. A draw is the preferred shot off the tee. The longer hitters will have a big advantage. They'll be able to get it down there and just have a pitch or a short wedge into this. If you're not, well, that long, then you're going to have to lay it back short of those bunkers. That's going to leave a lengthy second shot. That's a whopper of a tee shot. Couple more bounces. Oh, just in the first cut.
From just off the fairway, Iona, second shot coming up.
He's left himself 133 yards to the flag. Pin on the right-hand side, so really looking for a fade in here if he can.
And that one going to be okay, although it does finish just off the green. Yes, smart play from that distance. Just use the putter to make sure you get the line. And this one goes down for a birdie. Now to the second par 3 on the front 9. This is the 7th hole.
Yeah, quite a stiff par 3 because of the narrowness in the front. Really favoring a higher shot that's going to land softly, and therefore you can open up that green, because the further back you go, the wider it gets.
No, that is into the larger of the 2 bunkers around this 7th green. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
That one kind of took off on him. That'll happen sometimes coming out of the bunker, and that scoots right on by. Not that time. Pretty good effort, but it'll wander a couple of feet by. That one in. It is a bogey here at the 7th. And he'll fall back to 1 under par. Frank, the par 4 8th. This is a good hole.
It is a dog leg to the left. Forces the player to go out the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front. Unless there's a flag position in the front, you're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green. Otherwise, that ball is going to run towards the front.
Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that. That is a fine tee shot right there. He needs to be mindful of the breeze here as he sets for a second. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in the rough now, wondering what might have been.
This is the time in the round you've got to really screw down the bolts in your head. Do not want to make back-to-back bogeys.
Okay, no further damage. It's a bogey 5, and that's going to move him back down to even par. Well, the key here at the par 4 ninth as you close out this front side with the 453-yard hole is to keep it away from those 2 bunkers down the right-hand side. If you do that, then you have a pretty clear approach shot. Keep in mind, there is a ridge that sort of bisects the middle of this green.
Good drive, left of center. Flag cut back right. You can just go straight at it.
From the fairway, let's go to Noda.
Fairway at the 9th, one of the widest on the golf course, so ball easily finds the fairway, now can take dead aim at this whole location to this narrow green.
Here we go.
Oh, just the strike, the sound of it. And the ball does the rest. Great shot.
Easy as can be. It's a tap-in birdie here at the 9th. And that will mean it's a 34 on the front side, 1 under par. Par 4 10th hole. And Frank, do you think players should consider cutting the corner over that large bunker along the right side?
Well, in years gone by, Rich, that's exactly what they were starting to do, and consequently, they've sort of put in a few new bunkers really to stop that avenue or access into 10. Really, the easiest way to play it is just play it down the left side, leave yourself in. If you want to be brave, be prepared that if you miss, you'll find a bunker.
And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. From the fairway, Noda, this is second.
105 yards to the front, 115 to the hole, coming off a birdie on the previous, looking for 2 in a row. Sand wedge takes flight, and I don't think it's going to carry.
Not sure what happened there. Wrong club selection or execution. Regardless, a lot of meat still on that bone.
Eight-foot putt here.
got that up too high and it didn't want to come back. Okay, that one in for a bogey here at 10. And he's going to fall out of red figures, back down to even par.
Now at the par 4 11th, Frank, I really like this hole.
Well, you might be the only one, Rich, because this is an absolute scorecard wrecker. Water all the way down the left side. There's 2 bunkers. Don't worry about that. They're not off the tee. They're around the green. They protect the left front and the back. If you think you can bail out down the right side, well, you could find cactus and all sorts of crazy things down the right. And believe me, go down there, more than anything, they'll wreck your scorecard as well.
No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. From the fairway, we check in with Noda.
Great tee shot here at the 11th. Now has a chance to go at the hole location on the left half of the green, but have to be concerned about the water that wraps around the backside.
Down to Iona, this for birdie.
Yeah, it's a long putt, so pace is important, but there's not a whole lot to it. I fancy the chances of getting this close.
Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt.
So that brushed in for par here at 11. And he'll stay right where he is. Well, 16 at TPC Scottsdale is the most famous, but maybe the most beautiful par 3 of the golf course is right here at the 12th, with that peninsula green and water all down the right side and the 2 deep bunkers protecting the left. This is an excellent par 3. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either, sitting up in the short grass. Now, from the apron, a second to the par 3. No missteps there. It is a par here at 12. And he'll remain right where he is.
Par 5 13th, chance for birdie or maybe even eagle if you're bold and brave enough, but also, Frank, chance for disaster here?
Well, there is water very much in play down the right side. There's a bunker down the left too. If you finish up in that, there's no way you're going for this par 5 and 2. Then it becomes a little bit of a zigzag mission. The second shot either has to be hit down the right side, just skirting that bunker in the front, or it has to be all carry.
Solid, a good drive in the fairway.
Two shots around this green is always good. Now, for a little CVS, perhaps a third shot on this par 5. Get one close, maybe make 4.
Nope. Okay, safely in for par here at 13. And he'll stay right where he is. So after the fun at the par 5 13th, you have to knuckle down here at the par 4 14th. It is 490 yards, and par is an excellent score here on this hole. That's going to be up the left-hand side. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Not a big issue, though it is in the rough. Should have a go at this one. Second shot now, 14th hole. Nah, just caught it fat out of the rough. Never had a chance of reaching, and now it is time to regroup and try to escape with a par.
Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And he'll remain right where he is. All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, well, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island-looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Well, you can rack up 5, 6, 7. We've seen all sorts of scores here at 15.
Okay, that's going to come to rest in the rough as that rolled all the way through this long 15th green, but it is safely on that island.
This is an 11-foot putt.
Not quite online, and that'll drift a couple feet by. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. And he'll stay right where he is. Now to the 16th hole, and Frank, what makes this so special is the walk underneath the grandstands. It's the Gladiator coming into the Coliseum.
That's a perfect description, Rich, and that's why this hole is unlike any other hole on the PGA Tour. The atmosphere that the players feel on that tee, they cannot prepare for, they can't experience anywhere else. This is a once-in-a-lifetime par 3.
And when you look at it from up high with the blimp view, it sort of appears as though they dropped Fenway Park or Wrigley Field right into the desert. And this is a sellout crowd. I mean, this is 20,000 fans, and there's nothing like it. There's not a single hole in golf that has more fans on it than the 16th here at TPC Scottsdale.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass.
And that will be quite a challenge from there to get away with his par.
If he can make this, I'd just take it and run to the next hole.
Just going to sneak on by. Okay, in for a bogey at 16. He'll drop back to 1 over par.
Down to the 17th, and Frank, fair to say this is one of the best short par 4s in all of golf?
It is. The drivable par 4 that's designed the way it's meant to be played is a winner. The ones that are just shortened to be made drivable, they don't work. This was designed to be a 17th hole, and it was designed to be drivable. You couldn't get a better place, and you couldn't get a better par 4.
This one working up the right side. Just what you want at this point in the round. You're trying to find a rhythm, hit fairways, hit the middle of the club face. That's what they did right there. So not a whole lot left to go here as he'll set up his second for this par 4. And that ball not wanting to cooperate, and it is into the hazard. All right, so he'll take his drop, and with a penalty stroke added, that'll become his 4th now to the par 4.
And starting to string shots together. Not good ones, but bad ones.
Oh, man, the speed was spot on. A good putt, but nothing to show for it. All right, that's in for a double bogey 6. And he'll slide back now to 3 over par. We finish our day here at TPC Scottsdale with a 442-yard par 4 18. Strategy off the tee is key. Challenge the lake on the left and cut the corner of the Church Pew bunkers, or play it safely down the right side of the fairway.
Now, it's in the first cut. There's always a little bit more grass around the ball that has to be factored in.
Well, just off the fairway, here's Noda.
Left with 154 to the hole. Tough win for a right-hander coming from left to right.
That's a decent-sized green. It's not bad, just a little past the hole.
12 feet still to go. Got it there, but not quite on target. Okay, safely in for his par at 18, and that will be an opening round 74. For the golfer we had our eye on, no other way to say it, Frank, just not a real good day out there.
It could be a short week, Rich. We can complain about the conditions and that, but look at the leaderboard. The rest of the field, they didn't have a problem.